my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Today's pick a card topic is all about a person on your mind and what was left unsaid between the two of you. So this could be a no contact situation that you find yourself in. This could be somebody that you worked with or a friend. It doesn't have to be a love romantic relationship, but it can be, of course. And oftentimes this type of reading is geared towards romance. So what was left unsaid between the two of you? I do want to take a moment to welcome back my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your beautiful friendship. Thank you for your presence here on this channel. And thank you for supporting each other in the comments section, as well as supporting me with your beautiful comments. And if you are new to the channel, or if you've just recently subscribed, I do offer a chance to win a free reading for my subscribers. All you have to do is drop a comment below, hit your like button, your notification bell, so that I can not only enter you for the reading, but also notify you if you're chosen the winner as well. Beneath any of my readings this month for your chance to win. So be sure to do that. So pull up a chair, get cozy. We're going to have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather around my table. So we have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1 with the lovers and the purple button. We have pile number 2 with the 5 of cups and the yellow button. And we have pile number 3 with the strength and the pink button. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting from Spirit today. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, we're exploring the question from Spirit, from a person on your mind, and what was left unsaid from their end in this connection. Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the purple button and to the Lovers card, and this is your reading. What was left unsaid from the person on your mind? What do they wish that they could have said to you? Now, the Lovers here, you can see it's like Beauty and the Beast. And there is this emphasis on attraction, on connection. So like really meshing well, but maybe being complete total opposites. Maybe there's an emphasis from this person. Immediately when I saw this card, this person feels very insecure to me. And I feel like they overthought. They could be a Gemini, maybe you're the Gemini, but it's like they were overthinking because they put you on this pedestal and they didn't feel like they matched your frequency. And this could have been something very physical for them. So if they were coming of age, if they were a teenager, for instance, at this time, they felt really insecure about themselves, maybe about their body, about their weight, about their appearance in some way. And so that stopped them from really being able to explore fully the connection itself because they just didn't feel good enough to match you. It's like you're the beauty. Maybe they felt like they were the beast. And there is this feeling about almost like an imposter syndrome where they didn't feel like they belonged with you. And that wasn't the truth. That was just their version of it in the moment because they were feeling so insecure about themselves and about their ability to keep you, to be honest, or their ability to attract you in some way. So they may not have ever even expressed how they felt towards you because I'm getting a very strong sense of friendship coming through here as well. So this could have been somebody who was an acquaintance or a friend, maybe somebody that you worked with, but they didn't express themselves, I feel like, almost at all. It's like they were trying to decide how they were going to express themselves or what direction they were going to take this, but maybe they ran out of a little bit of time. So let's take a look here and see. Well, we're already starting with the Fool and the 4 of Cups. It plopped right out before I even got a chance to fully shuffle, but we're going to keep those. This person feels like they either got rejected in the past or they're really focused on rejections in the past, and that really stopped them from acting. It's like they consistently got rejected or they consistently felt a rejection within themselves. And that was a constant companion for them when they were in their youth because they're prioritizing youth. And they are saying, I didn't really see what was sitting right in front of me. Even when it came to my own feelings about myself and my worthiness, I didn't see it in that moment. And so I couldn't apply it to our connection. And that's something that they wish that they had just told you how they felt. They've kind of felt overlooked or like you didn't notice them or you didn't notice the feelings or you ignored the feelings when it came to this connection in the past. And so the risk of revealing themselves was like a constant companion to them. We have the 5 of Swords coming out sideways, but we're going to put it in the upright for now. They also sort of want to bring forward it's not even a full apology, but it's like a mild apology. I don't think they were ever mean or anything to you. I don't think that that's the type of person that we're dealing with here. But there could have been times when they acted like they didn't care, or they turned their back towards you, or they gave you the impression of confusion in a situation. Because I feel like maybe you were really privy to the fact that they liked you or that they had feelings for you, but there's this conflict that I'm feeling coming from them where they really doubled down on their own safety, and they're apologizing for that. It's like, I'm sorry that I stayed so in my comfort zone. I was just afraid that if we crossed a line, then it would blow up in our faces. And so I regret that quite a bit. I regret not crossing a line with you. But they're giving me all of these reasons. They're kind of piling on the reasons as to why. We have the higher self. And I just heard, I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. I knew that if I didn't act, that this would happen, that I would regret it. They had this intuition about this connection, and they always felt something with you. Like from the moment they met you, they were like, there's something special about this. There's something special about you. And it's like they created a self-fulfilling prophecy because they kept telling themselves, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. And they created this self-fulfilling prophecy where all of a sudden they weren't able to take the leap of faith, the risk that they felt was needed to create change with you. Three of Wands. What was left unsaid in this connection? And the King of Pentacles. And now they're like, I know better now. I don't feel that way about myself now. This really feels like somebody who has evolved. I'm seeing the ugly duckling like moving through the signet into the swan. So this person has evolved. They don't look the same. They don't carry themselves the same. They've changed. And they wish that they could show you how that they've changed in this present moment. We have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the Queen of Wands. And part of the huge crux of this message about what they want to say to you, Pile One, is just emphasizing that they kept you waiting for the truth. And they really regret not doing that. They really regret not expressing themselves. And now they're coming to realize they had everything they needed to tell you the truth or to make change. And they're really kicking themselves in that regret. They really want to say it wasn't you, it truly was me. As cliche as that sounds, they really want to express that to you in this present moment. And that they wouldn't make that mistake again. They wouldn't let conflict stop them from movement. They know better. And the thing is that they're kicking themselves the most because they knew better then too. It's like they could see it coming. They could see it coming. And they keep saying, you know, I eventually was going to do something. I was going to make a move. I was going to say how I felt. I was planning my approach. I just couldn't commit to it. I feel like they picked up the phone a million times, or they picked up and they wrote down a literal letter a million times to you. One on the floor here, and there's the Five of Cups reversed. It's like they did it a million times, but they could never commit to the send because of their ego, because of their conflict that they kept it feeling or worrying about for the future. And they're asking for that forgiveness. They're like, I am kicking myself. And they're having, honestly, they're in the process right now of forgiving themselves for that. Even their higher self is trying to implore them to forgive themselves. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And for some, I feel like this has been a long time coming. They're expressing a lot of years between contact or between clarity in this situation. And they want to let you know about how they've upgraded. They've upgraded in so many different ways in their life. They want you to know that they're different and that they don't have the same fears. They're way more confident now. I feel like they truly are like the quintessential ugly duckling story. Like they felt really bad about themselves and they have completely evolved. I feel like they've really worked on themselves, even in the sense of like going to the gym and just even physically working on themselves. They're very mature now. They keep expressing that. And we have the Fool. So we started with the Fool, we ended with the Fool, and that's the crux of how they feel. And what went unsaid is that I just missed my chance. And it's like I was an idiot because I'm juggling. I was like, now I'm juggling lots of responsibilities and my obstacles are different. But the one obstacle that is still in place is the feeling that I have here deep in my soul that I'm regretful for about this connection. It's like you are a ghost that haunts them in the present moment. And they are really focused on the loss, on what they've lost. I just heard, I want candy. And here this child is reaching for the candy bag. And on the chest of this child, this little clown, is a little bat. And I think about the flying ego with the bat and having to go off of sonar or having to go off of vibration in order to communicate now. So it feels like completely no contact. And they just really wish that they could express some of these emotions at this moment. What was left unsaid, please, in pile number 1? The flame tree, the start of something new. It feels almost like you never got a chance to get this connection off of the ground in the past. And there's this, I just heard hot July moon. 17, like the age 17, that could be very significant to your connection. The first taste of love and how it's so bittersweet. It's like they would consider you perhaps their first love or somebody that they fell in love with, but I don't feel like there was a full-fledged relationship. I feel like there was opportunity, but missed opportunity. And they really wish that they could apologize for that. And peace, they really want peace from all of these disturbing thoughts. These constant disturbing thoughts. They want a peace or a clarity or a closure in this connection, even today, I feel. Because at the end of the day, you were the dream. Something is revealed, insight and breakthrough, and that's what they want to reveal, is that you were the dream, you were the fantasy, you were the crush that they had in the moment. And now, because they just have perpetuated that fantasy, it's only gotten bigger and bigger and bigger in their mind's eye. It's like they're just pontificating now upon your experiencing, what you experienced in that moment and what they're experiencing in this moment too. So they're still consistently thinking about the situation from the past. What was left unsaid, please, for pile number 1? I was in denial about the timing. I was in denial. Sometimes I lied to myself. It's like I gaslit myself into convincing myself I wasn't good enough. I gaslit myself into thinking that you didn't feel the same way. But I've thought about having a family with you. I feel there's so much innocence in the future of this connection. It almost feels like they thought you were the one back then. They really thought you were the one. They still sort of fantasize about what it would be like to have built a life with you. I want to dedicate a song to you. When I see that card, I think about the old days when we would make a mixtape or we would make a mix CD and we would give it to somebody that we cared about. So there could have been like music being exchanged. You could even be like a Spotify playlist, of course, being exchanged too. But this feels more old school than that for someone watching. And there could be a song associated with the name, or there could be a song associated with your connection that really brings you back to a time and place with this person. I have been dreaming about you. I have been having dreams about you. And I act happy in my life in this moment. And I acted happy in the past, but I wasn't. I was insecure. And no one, no situation, no circumstance could change how I truly feel about this situation. It's like they've solidified, they've made their decision about who you are and about how they feel. And they just wish that they could have expressed that truth to you as well. Let's get some little message cards here. Showing how official I am here at the Tarot Cottage. This is what I keep my cards in. It's like a little M&M container. What was left unsaid? This is taking way too long. Years and years perhaps have gone by for someone watching. It's like I've upgraded in so many areas of my life, but emotionally I can't upgrade. I work now to distract myself, and they have worked on themselves quite a bit. Their coin is in check. They are in a great position perhaps financially. They are looking good. They've worked on their body. Says this needs to stop, the obsessive thoughts, and it's over, isn't it? And there's like obsessions surrounding how they feel. But I wish that I'd taken a risk with you, and they still want to take a risk with you. It's like nothing's really changed for this person. We started with the Fool, we're ending with the Fool as a support. But I feel like they have a lot going on now. They've got a lot that they're juggling in the present moment, and it's going to take a lot of strength for them to be able to move some things out of the way. They feel very stuck in a karmic cycle. And I am reading for the collective today, so I will have a lot of different energies that float into this reading, so please take the messages as they relates to your situation. For someone watching, this person is in a karmic cycle now or in a relationship, but all very much stuck in a karmic cycle with you. I feel like I've missed so much in your experience. I just saw I'm keeping a tabs on you and it's a secret. And will we be waiting forever? Will we ever get the chance to speak the truth that is lying inside of their heart space? It took me some time, but I finally see clearly now about the potential and the future of this connection. Let's get a trumble, please, for pile number 1. Oh, we're already getting messages flying out of the bowl, so we're going to pull them out. King of Cups, the 8 of Wands. There's an emphasis on like air travel or a distance between the two of you. And so you may have to travel to this person, or there could be like a significant gap between the two of you. This person feels still in this moment the pressure to communicate or the desire to communicate, but they're almost afraid of the floodgate opening. Oops, we've got the Page of Wands and the Eight of Swords. And they do, there you can see in the cup, there's the Two of Swords, there's the Sun. It's like, I want to create clarity, but sometimes I have to turn my back on the emotion because there's too many challenges or it requires too much of me, but I am thirsty for more. It's like, I wish I could explore more of the dynamics of this connection, but they feel like they just can't. We have a lot going on in the bowl today. We have the letters R and I. We have Scorpio energy. We have Z and B and a second R. We also have dream, and they are emphasizing dream realm for you. We do have the letter V as well. A dragonfly next to the scissors with the red handles. So I think of empowerment and having to make a choice, but the inability to commit. Perhaps the inability to commit to making a decision about you or to communicate to you how they truly felt. The dragonfly is all about transformation, being hungry for success. We do have Sagittarius and the divine feminine, unfinished cycles with the divine feminine that have left them feeling like there's an emptiness in their heart space. Here is the Eight of Pentacles. I do feel like this person works really hard, or maybe this was a work connection in the past. Could also be a school connection here too. But there's a lot still left in the air that we have that we can utilize this connection to gain mastery over the obstacles that we feel like are in our heart space. There's this wrench in their plans when it comes to communicating how they feel, and the wrench could be, their inability to commit, their position at this time. And the wrench looks, again, it's bigger. It's like in a different position, or it's different than it was in the past. In the past, there were no practical elements or relationships getting in the way. They got in their own way. That is what I have for you today, pile 1. If it resonates with you, please drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below as well. I do update that shop daily, so if you go to the shop and it's sold out, it just means I've sold out for the day, so be sure to check back the next day. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the yellow button, and you're also drawn to the 5 of Cups, and this is your reading. What was left unsaid between you and the person on your mind in this moment? Now, this 5 of Cups immediately gave me the impression of loss, of course. You can see something that's holding her back, a hand that's coming out of the water and holding her back. And as soon as I picked up this card, I heard Maggie Rogers' Light On song come through my head. And I heard, if you keep reaching out, I'll keep coming back. But if you're gone for good, I'm okay with that. I'll keep a light on. It's the only way that they feel like they can achieve perhaps peace in their life is if they maintain a light for this connection. It's like, I'll always have a light on in the house for you. If you want to make your way back, if you reach out to me, I'm available to you in some way. If not just emotionally, I'm always going to have a light on for you. And there's a lot of sense of regret and loss over what has been, what could have been in this connection. And perhaps they just have a huge regret about not making it more obvious to you, because you were drawn to the yellow as well. So there's a lot of fear associated with facing that moon and facing the truth of our feelings. Maybe even facing the reality of what was lost too. Yeah, I'm hearing that song from Fleetwood Mac that says women come and women go. And it doesn't have to be divine feminine energy. It could be divine masculine energy that comes and goes. But it's like people come and go, but there's one specific person that is always a trigger or a prompt for us. So let's take a look here at what was left unsaid for pile number 2, please. What was left unsaid for pile number 2? Knight of Wands. You know, there's the High Priestess. And she's got all of those vines sticking up behind her, which is a symbol for me of extra information. It's like they were waiting for more information to come in before they took action, because they were afraid of the consequences of their actions. But now they're saying what they wish that they had said was, I just want to go for it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. And, you know, consequences be damned. Let's just do it. They regret not saying that, not just taking action the way that they should have. And they're really regretful. They left everything unsaid. They left all of their feelings, all of their intentions unsaid. They didn't make anything clear. And they sort of feel like they stabbed you and themselves in the back, the potential in the back. It's like they are really taking the blame here. We have the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. And I do have this message about communication and about keeping you waiting for the truth, but also like maybe even initiating communication. So for someone watching, there could have been somebody who did initiate communication, but they didn't tell you in this initiation or in this communication how they felt. So there could have been a separation, and then finally they reached out, but it wasn't as satisfying as you expected it to be. It wasn't as revealing as you thought it was. And so there's an emphasis on that. There's an emphasis here on even on opportunities where we could have communicated. I wasn't clear enough and I kept you waiting. I didn't tell you how much I care about you, because they think so highly of you, and that could have given you so much. Like even them just saying, hey, I care about you so much, could have given you the confidence you needed to say what you needed to say and to express what you needed to express, but they kept you waiting for that. And so they're frustrated with themselves for that reason as well, because they feel like they were dishonest. It's like, I was lying to you. I wasn't honest about how I felt, perhaps because of position, perhaps because of your position or their position. Now that could mean that when they met you, there was other people involved, or it was a relationship at work, or there's just something that it wasn't appropriate for them to take action. They were afraid of the consequences, but now they regret that. They're like, I wish that I just said, let's do it. Consequences be damned. Let's just do it. It almost feels like they were trying to maintain some type of boundary with you, because again of their position or their role that they played in your life or in their own life. And there's a lot of regret there, because they gave you the impression that they didn't care, or there was a cold front that came in from their perspective that they offered to you and gave you the impression that they didn't care. And that was the farthest from the truth. They were lying to you, and they really wanted to express that I was lying to you about how I truly felt. And I left the truth unsaid, like a full force, the truth unsaid. And you can see here's the Lover's energy, Gemini, very strong here. I get a strong sense of Libra as well with that King of Swords. So that could be an air sign for the Divine Masculine. And then we have Libra here with the Justice, but they're emphasizing this volcano between the two of you. And where there's smoke, there's fire. So there was smoke. There was an obvious attraction between the two of you, but it's like it's like they couldn't let you have the certainty of it. They couldn't give you the confirmation of it. And they are regretting that. They wish they had just said, let's just go for it. Consequences be damned. Let's just go for it. Because they knew that being passive with their truth towards you would hurt you in some way. And perhaps maintain their own safety, but that would hurt you. And they knew that. And so they're like, I actually hurt myself in the process too. Now I'm hearing Christina Aguilera's song, Hurt. It really feels like they have a lot to say regarding how they treated you or how they didn't treat you in the past of this connection. They were really worried in the past about their actions leading to loss in some way on their end. So they were worried about practical losses. They were worried about loss of position or loss of their, maybe even just a fear of rejection coming from you if there was no other obstacles in play. And they're saying that I was letting my fears from those situations be my crutch. Yeah, Four of Swords. I almost feel like you didn't leave things unsaid as much as this person did. I feel like you were way more forthcoming, even just not even just with words, but with the actions and intention. It's like you didn't leave them uncertain. They feel like they left you uncertain. And they feel hurt by what they've done to themselves. It's like they're kind of defensive about it. And it's like I just heard I have to pay the piper. I have to face the reality of what I've caused here, or what of the pain I've caused in the situation. Because what was left unsaid was that they wish they had the courage to be in a relationship with you, to express that, to reach out to you and say that in a real emotional way. And it's like they didn't have the words, or they don't have the ability to communicate emotionally for whatever reason. Maybe they're just uncomfortable with emotion and they're just more logical in their brain. But they didn't have the strength. Whatever caused that lack of strength, they didn't have the strength to tell you, I want to be in a relationship with you, and I just couldn't in that moment. There could have been really strong, again, attachments to something, attachments to insecurity or positions or people that really prohibited their truth. And they really wish that they had said that. That went unsaid about, it was my position that stopped me from expressing this. But Spirit says you also are very intuitive. I feel like you're privy to one of the reasons, or the reasons why this person was hesitant. And what didn't go unsaid as well was how much you influenced them. Look at the Divine Masculine's tail lit aflame by this codependency, by this attachment. Feeling chained from being able to escape it, and feeling chained from being able to explore it. It's like a rock in a hard place. And they didn't tell you that. They didn't express the influence that you actually had on them and how it was burning them alive. It was burning them up inside. The Ace of Pentacles. And they still want to communicate all of this. They still want to express to you, and they feel like you might be waiting for some type of explanation from them. It doesn't even feel like this is like a long-standing no contact situation. It almost feels like you maybe even worked with each other, or there was some type of practical dynamic to your relationship in the past. Because I feel like foundations were involved, or institutions of some kind here. This could be work, this could be school, this could be church as well. Any sort of institution where this would have been established. And what really went unsaid by this person as well was that this connection, their attraction to you, the impulses they felt towards you, brought them to a benchmark in their understanding about these types of connections. Because this person seems very logical, and they seem like somebody who wouldn't necessarily give a lot of credence to the soulmate connection, or it's like they might think that's way too woo-woo for them. It's like they would think that they are rising above that type of spiritual situation. But you kind of threw a cog in their understanding of all of that. And it's like they're logically trying to understand now why this still throws them off balance. They also want you to understand that they want to rectify this still, and what has been left unsaid is, as well, is the fact that they still want to create solutions. They don't know how or when, if they're going to be able to, but they know that they want change. They don't want things to be left the way that they're left in the present moment at this time. Because their whole truth, it's like they feel like their whole truth was left unsaid. What do they feel was left unsaid for pile number 2, please? We have here, you see clearly now. The owl spirit. I think about the air elements with the owl as well. Just saw be at home, and I saw the wasp. Sometimes life stings. And what they're seeing in this moment was that this stings, this hurts, this is painful, this experience is painful. We have pig spirit, use your mind wisely. And now they feel like there is so many obstacles. It's like it feels impossible. It feels impossible. And they wish that they had used their mind wisely and looked for solutions, perhaps, instead of giving in to the impossibilities. Because even the 5 of Cups that you were drawn to in the beginning of this reading, there are solutions that we can achieve as long as we follow the light that's left up there on the top of that mountain. We have to find the solutions, but they regret not doing that. So now they're turning knowledge into wisdom. And truthfully, I do feel a momentum towards contact in the future of this pile 2. So even though you've been waiting, I feel like you've been waiting for confirmation from some of these things that were left unsaid, you may actually achieve some of this confirmation in the physical form down the road in this connection. Let's get a couple of message cards to see some specific thoughts about what was left unsaid in this connection for pile number 2. I'm afraid to look bad, so I'm afraid to take off my mask. Afraid to hurt others. It says, I am making plans for us. So they are currently still thinking about what was left unsaid and how they can say it. Making plans, but perhaps still feeling attached to their environment or still feeling insecure about communicating that at this point in time. We have, I didn't want you to rely on me, 3 of Pentacles. It's like I was too afraid to have you rely on me. I was too afraid to give my truth in this situation because I didn't want to disappoint you. I didn't want to give you the information and then just have to disappoint you. Do you even want me back? Do you even want any solutions or communication or clarity in the situation? Because they almost can feel your impatience. I still haven't made up my mind, the Knight of Swords, but they still have a lot left that they want to say still in this present moment. They want movement, but they don't know how or when they're going to make that happen. We have the 9 of Cups on the back of the deck with, what do you even see in me? And we have the 9 of Cups, which says, I'm a smug son of a bee, but this is a wish energy. This is fulfillment. This is somebody who's crushing on you. This is somebody who wants more. But they're maintaining this passive approach because they're trying to protect something. They're trying to maintain their safety nets, I feel like, in their practical realms. What was left unsaid in this connection for pile number 2, please? It's always been you. And that reality, I feel like, stings too. But that reality and the truth within that, it has the capacity to set them free from whatever is holding them back. But something is holding me back. And the distance between us now is killing me. It could just be an emotional distance. And I feel like they're contributing to that emotional distance. If it's not a physical separation, it could very well be. And there could be both physical and emotional separation entangled here in this situation. But if it's not a physical separation, they are putting up that barrier, that wall, perhaps acting coldly towards you in the past or in the present of this connection. We do have a past life connection here. And I'm still haunted by us. And that's, really telling here with the 5 of Cups with that ghostly hand coming up out of the water. I replay everything that happened in my head. They go over and over and over, and they are really judging themselves harshly when it comes to solutions that they could have created for this situation. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. The letter V there. Future of this connection for pile number 2. What was left unsaid here in the bowl? Whoops, there we go. 3, we have 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the 10 of Cups reversed. Now, this person feels like they completely left you in the dark about their feelings. They feel like there's a complete lack of clarity, and they're working on a solution to that in the present moment. I do feel like there could have been a workplace connection here or some type of institution involved, so workplace connection. And in this moment, the clarity about what they want to say to you is sort of the spark that's trying to encourage them to come forward and work on solutions here towards, in the very least, clarity. There is an emphasis here, though, on sort of, I have to mention, there are some emphasis here on like divorces or breakups or obstacles, things of that nature that could be in place for someone watching. We have learned, I think, of education and gathering information about another person. We have the divine masculine energy with the Empress energy. There's also depression perhaps associated with the divine feminine here. The butterfly of transformation, and we have the King of Swords with the large owl. So somebody in a leadership role, somebody who's supposed to be really good at communication. That's what the King of Swords is good at, and yet this person is saying, this is what I did not say. We have you and R and W and Q and F. And we have a little card here that is the 8 of Wands. So extreme pressure, desire, and a lot of want, like a lot of physical want with this person as well, wishing that they could learn more about you in the physical realm too. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading. Be sure to hit your notification bell. You can check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the pink button or to the Strength card, and this is your reading. What was left unsaid in the connection on your mind at this moment? The Strength card is Leo energy, so you could be a Leo or this person could be a Leo. But you'll notice that she is wrestling. She's wrestling the alligator out of the lion suit in this moment. The alligator is a symbol of taking action when we feel it is necessary, like in a very extreme sense, taking action right away, kind of lurking below the surface, and their struggle to reveal the truth. They thought that they had more time, I'm getting as well. They thought they had more time to wrestle that alligator out of the suit. They had opportunity, and perhaps multiple opportunities here, to reveal what they really wanted to say to you, but they ran out of time. And it's sad because there are so many little mushrooms at the bottom of this card, which means they had chance after chance after chance, and they had these opportunities that were ripe for change, and they didn't take it. They're also emphasizing here you being very independent and kind of intimidating to them, sort of. It's like there's something free about you, or they're showing me Brave, that movie Brave, and just because she looks like that beautiful character too, and she had all of this spirit. There was like a strong spirit within you that both excited them but also intimidated them a little bit. I keep hearing Scottish as well, so maybe you are like of Scottish descent or something. I don't know why I keep hearing Scottish. So let's take a look here. What was left unsaid for pile number 3, please? They're emphasizing not having the strength to draw from. And for some reason, I'm getting a message for someone watching that someone in this connection has a great big family or a big support system, and the other person does not have any sort of support system in that way. Like, I don't know why that's coming out for someone watching. That's just to help someone resonate with their message in this moment, to let them know that this message is for them. But what was left unsaid here, please? Knight of Swords. 2 of Pentacles coming out with the Knight of Swords. So we're going to keep those guys together. And the Knight of Swords is supposed to charge forward with communication. That's his job. His job is to gather the information from the page and charge forward with it, to hand it to the kings and queens. You know, there's this restlessness within the Knights because they are learning and moving. It's a time of life that we all experience when we're gaining information and we're just out exploring. We don't know where we're going to land yet, but we're out exploring. And so there's an excitement surrounding the time frame that they're speaking of in relation to you. And all of this empowerment, you can see somebody who is balancing on these rocks and having intention to make action or to take action towards you, having intention to communicate their feelings for you. But there's no solidified plan. There's no next step. It's like they have nowhere to step to. They're standing on this precipice that's very narrow. So it's like, I didn't take the next step. And I really wish that I'd taken that next step. But I was just kind of afraid. Sometimes the Knight of Swords charges forward without the knowledge of those consequences. So they don't know what's going to be facing them or meeting them. So they could have been afraid of rejection. What was left unsaid here, please? You have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. You could have been the Leo. There's an emphasis on your hair too, if you're the Divine Feminine. There's something about your hair, the way that you carried yourself. We have the Hierophant. And there could have been a workplace connection here as well. It doesn't have to apply for everyone. This Hierophant doesn't have to apply to a physical ascension. It can really speak to sort of where we could have gone in a spiritual realm in collaboration together, where we could have ended up if I had just spoken up, if I just said yes, if I just taken action here. And this King of Swords is supposed to be, as I said in pile 2, there's some similarities here. The King of Swords was very present, and he's supposed to be the leader of communication. He's supposed to lead by example as well. And so they're frustrated with themselves, and they wish that they could say that to you. It's like, I'm sorry because I was wrestling with my own demons. I was wrestling with my own strength, and I took too long. I feel like I'm too late to say it. They're also communicating that they wish that they could have gotten more information from you because they were waiting to see how you would react. It's like they were acting in kind. When in Rome, do as, I just heard. So it's like if they weren't feeling clarity coming from you, they weren't offering the clarity to you because they were afraid of that rejection and how that would feel. There's the strength again. Leo energy, very strong. And now I hear Willie Nelson's song, You Are Always on My Mind. So I hear You're Always on My Mind. Friendship is established in this connection. The desire for reunions, they want to establish that as well. But not wanting to keep it in a friend zone. I feel like they felt like they got stuck maybe in a bit of a friend zone here with you. And again, maybe somebody that you work with or went to school with, but stuck in a friend zone with you. I do feel like even though this person is saying that they wish that they had had the courage to speak up to you, I feel like you might be in the same boat. We have the High Priestess supporting the Knight of Swords. What was left unsaid, please, for pile number 3? The Ace of Swords. And there is such a strong emphasis on them waiting to hear from you. It's like I just needed confirmation from you, and then I was planning on saying this. I was planning on initiating everything. It's like I just needed a little bit more information so that I would feel like I was safe. Safe coming to you with my feelings. Safe coming to you with all of this truth so we could initiate something brand new. Away from friendship. I feel like opposites kind of attract here when it comes to this person and yourself. There's the King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And they just really, really wish that they had expressed to you from their heart space. Instead of always holding on to logic and always holding on to position and worrying about all the consequences all the time, they just wish that they could express from their heart space. But this feels very current for someone watching, like it feels very current. So even currently feeling this way. And having still, even if there's been a distance between or a time frame that has exceeded beyond what is comfortable, they're still feeling the same way. They still want to express their truth. They still want to clarify how they felt. Because they've been sitting on it for so long. And they also want to say the only reason they didn't was because it made them feel small, it made them feel vulnerable. It challenged the position that they held with you or in life in general in the first place. Now they recognize perhaps on the other side of it that there could have been so much abundance that stemmed from it. Not just the fear that they were anticipating, but so much abundance could have come. They also just said, I wanted to tell you that you lit up my life, or you lit up the room. When you walk into it, you lit me up inside. We have the Page of Pentacles, and we also have the Five of Pentacles and the King of Wands. And if this is in separation at this moment, they are communicating about how difficult that is right this moment too. They're also speaking here about not having the strength to express because they were just afraid of loss. And that could have been loss in the practical realm. That could have been loss with you. That could have been rejection. Because here the Divine Feminine is turning her back and she's walking away. And so they're really concerned about losing it all if they had expressed themselves to you. And they do want to communicate that the only reason they didn't was because they were protecting themselves. They were keeping themselves protected, but that doesn't mean that their focus was not on you. Oops. What was left unsaid, please, for pile number 3? We have here harmony. It says here power, self-confidence, and productivity. And we have peace, dissolving, disturbing or unwanted thoughts in the present moment. And they do just want clarity. They want clarity between the two of you. They want answers from you as much as they want to express how they truly feel from their end of things. They wish that they could have your clarity as well. And that is part of the reason why they held back so much of what they wanted to say, was because they were waiting for a sign from you, or they needed collaboration, or they needed a push towards more. And we have here now purification through water, emotional cleansing, and rejuvenation here. And that's the only way that they can experience peace, is if they express from the heart space. They don't feel like it's logical to do it at this time, but they do feel prompted to do that still in the future. This person still feels the desire to communicate with you, even if it's just to free themselves from the consistency of the unknown. They still have the desire to express themselves and to gain more information from you. Let's do some message cards to see what was left unsaid for pile number 3, please. I hope that you can forgive me one day for not having the courage, for perhaps keeping you waiting for the truth, for turning their back on the truth of their emotion and prioritizing position and logic first, which they see as only holding themselves back. It's time for me to heal now. What's left unsaid, please, in this connection? But that you lit up my life. You were the best thing in my life. You light up a room. There's something about your presence that's really strong for this person. I wonder if you're even happy without me. Do you even feel the same way? They're curious about your interpretation of the events, how you experience them, because they say that they love you unconditionally, and that is the King of Cups. He puts a lid on his love like the Queen, and he just turns his back on all the other naysaying energy. The truth is that I really hid who I really am from you, and I hid my truest feelings for you at the same time. What was left unsaid for pile number 3, please? I miss you. And are you in love right now? Do you feel the same? Are you happy? So even if you're in a new connection, even if you aren't available in the present moment, and that's a reality that they may feel privy to in this moment, they want to know how satisfied you are there. How committed are you in your current commitments? If they came forward, if they gave into their impulses and communicated with you, how would they be received? I want you, I just can't right now. And that was what was left unsaid from the past of this connection. So they couldn't in that moment, but now they're like, what's going on with you? Maybe I could if you would. It's like, maybe I could jump into this if you'd be willing to jump into it. Because I am ready for a fresh start. And they also want to emphasize that something that they left unexplored and unsaid was the physical attraction that they felt towards you, that they would love to rectify. I am so frustrated with myself and the situation. And you have made me so happy. You are like a breath of fresh air. You are light. The truth is, they think that you look good together on the back of that deck, and they want to emphasize beauty. They definitely want to emphasize your hair. They keep going back to the way that you do your hair, the effort you put into it, or just having big hair, like having luminous hair, having a lot of hair, which they find very attractive. There's something about your hair, no matter what. It's something about your hair. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. Oops, there it goes out of the bowl. We have the death cycle reversed. We have the 5 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords here. Now, the death cycle is them feeling very stuck. It's like I'm stuck on this side of the hurdle because I haven't been able to express how I truly feel, and I left everything unsaid and unknown. They are emphasizing fear of loss, fear of losing you, fear of losing practical things, emphasizing separation, using all of these excuses as crutches to not create the clarity between the two of you as well, and kind of wishing that you would have taken the reins and you would have expressed yourself to make it easier for them to express themselves. said, I mean, we all wish for that. We all hope that other people will take the responsibility from our shoulders. We have the letter C and C, so CC, W. We have the High Priestess, but there's a big hole in the side of this shell. And I think about the High Priestess because of the curled end of this shell and how we can't really see what's in there. And just like the High Priestess, she sits upon this information she knows to be true. It's like they knew that it was a possibility that they would miss the opportunity. Here is a carrot of temptation and want. It's like dangling in front of us. We have song and from. We have Capricorn energy, and we do have the mermaid, so there's a sense of temptation associated here. We also have here the hatchet, so I think of the tree of life, and music being significant here in this connection. Specifically for the divine masculine, so the divine feminine could have a song associated with her first name. That is what I have for you today, pile 3. If it resonates with you, please drop your comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell. It helps me to bring you more content, and it allows me to enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. So be sure to also check out my link below for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a great day.